If you do, you will, almost without a doubt, break something, and I do not want you to break something. Building muscle and restoring bone density when you are older gets way harder. Moving on to your legs, the thigh muscles, front and back. In a worst case scenario, if you don't have the requisite strength to control your landings, you're just gonna go, whoa! If you're an older adult who's been told never to jump off of anything ever again, you've been given advice that's been well intended to keep you safe, but might in the long run speed your decline in function and independence. If you want to train the ability to jump and absorb impact again as an older adult, there are some key strategies that I'm going to share in this video that will get you stronger and keep you safe on that journey. If you watch through to the end of this video, you will understand the do's and the don'ts, the whys and the hows of this journey so that your body can get stronger so you can absorb impact safely without hurting yourself along the way. This video is inspired by a frustrated older viewer who said her doctor just keeps telling her, hey, you're old. So if you don't like that answer, then let's get ready to think right, move right, and feel right. Okay, I am sure many other older subscribers have lost the ability to jump. I know it's due to years of sitting at work, driving, watching TV, but it is so depressing. I can't jump rope, can't rebound, and even some dances are out of the question. Doctors shake their heads and talk about how old I am. I am not convinced. What should I do? I will seriously do the exercises you advise. Please help. Thanks, Kathy. Let's talk safety first. So please, if you have osteoporosis or you have been sedentary for the past several years, please do not try to jump up to or off of anything right now, and don't try to relive your high school glory days when you set the vertical record for your basketball or volleyball team with a performance that did in fact embarrass that arrogant Letterman jacket wearing a-hole Rex Worthington. Because you almost definitely will break something if your body is not ready for the impact of loading, and if you've been sedentary for a whole bunch of years, your body is not. To be clear, being old doesn't mean that you cannot jump just because you're old. It means that the likelihood that your body is not prepared for jumping safely is much higher than when you were a kid, when you were regularly running, jumping, and playing. By the time you're getting social security checks, you've probably not been running and jumping for about 30 or 40 years, so your bones are not used to it and your muscles are not used to it. And just to be clear, if you have spent 50 or 60 years sedentary and you're now like 90 years old thinking about how you're going to be able to do high jumps, we might have to be a little more realistic, because building muscle and restoring bone density when you are older gets way harder. You may not be able to build the muscle and bone density you need to be able to jump. All that said, there's no harm in trying to get your body a little bit stronger and a little more resilient as long as you are being realistic about what you can achieve. That doesn't mean being defeatist, it just means being grateful for the progress that you do make instead of fixating on what you didn't achieve. If you arbitrarily set some goal of being able to jump off of 4 steps when you hit 95, well, if you're 93 right now, you may not ever be able to jump off of 4 or 3 or whatever steps safely. But you might be able to achieve a deep squat, or you might be able to go up and down stairs a lot more comfortably, and those would still be awesome wins. Alright, so let's talk about what you can do to build your strength so that you might someday in the future be able to do a little bit of hopping, jumping, skipping, or whatever. To be able to jump, you need to have strength in the muscles of your legs, your feet, your ankles, and your hips. You also have to have good core control, so the muscles that wrap around here have to be able to stabilize the pelvis, the rib cage, so that when you're jumping and landing, you're able to do everything smoothly, easily, and without pain. If you don't have the strength in those muscles, you'll be, jarring. Good Lord, that didn't feel good. And that's the best case scenario. In the worst case scenario, if you don't have the requisite strength to control your landings, you're just gonna go, whoa! In addition, you need bone density so your bones don't shatter on impact, and you can improve your bone density with resistance training, which gradually teaches your bones to handle the forces of muscles pulling on them, and also with gentle, gradual, progressive
impact training, which we will talk about later in this video.
And when we start this training, we need to start it at an easy level so that there is no risk of you falling over or hurting yourself. You should not be jumping right now to try to get better at jumping. That's a bad strategy. So let me walk you through some of the exercises you can do to build some strength to help you jump. And I'm going to talk about some of the things you can do to actually start jumping once you're actually ready for that stage. The good news here is I've also got a bunch of videos that I've made in the past that I'm going to link to in the description box that you can use to help you build the strength that we talk about in this video. So first of all, we want to build up strength in the core and in the hips. So doing things like planks can be really helpful just to start getting your abdominals a little bit stronger. If you can't do them on the floor or you can't do them on your hands, there's all kinds of different ways to regress it. You can be down on the floor like this. You can also elevate your hands so that you're on something like a couch. You could be on your fists if your wrists don't like it. And while you're doing this, you're going to be thinking about closing things in. So it's like I'm trying to pull my hands towards my feet and my feet towards my hands, and I'm feeling the abdominals working, okay? That's one really good thing you can do to start building that up. You also want to be doing work for your hips. So it could be lying down on your side like so, lifting your leg up like this. It could be over here, lifting your leg up like this. Okay, you can also be lifting this bottom leg up like this, just working some of those inner thigh muscles. You can also be working on simple things like this to get that core engaged, to make sure you have some coordination so that your butt can fire, your abs can fire, and all work in sync. We also don't want to forget about your glutes. So you can be doing simple glute exercises where you're just lying on the floor, gradually lifting that butt up, making sure you're not using your lower back muscles to do this, but really focusing on feeling the glutes firing here. You can also progress that by doing it one leg at a time, really focusing again on that glute and not so much the low back muscles. It's really important that you learn how to feel the right stuff because it's really easy to cheat. And if you start cheating, you're not going to be able to do the stuff that you want to do. The exercises that I've just shown you are going to be linked in the description box, so don't worry about memorizing everything right now. And those linked videos will have some extra exercises that I don't mention in this video that'll help you get stronger in ways you need. Moving on to your legs, the thigh muscles, front and back, they gotta get stronger. So you can do simple, easy things. You can be doing knee extensions like this to start building up some of your thigh here. You can be doing simple hamstring curls like this to start building up the back of the thigh. Then, of course, you're going to want to think about throwing a little bit of weight on there so that both those kinds of exercises get harder, because there's no, oh God, cramp. There's resistance now. So when you add resistance, you're making those muscles work harder. That's going to help those muscles get stronger. And that resistance also helps bone density, because as your muscles are working harder and pulling on those bones, it actually encourages the bone to get denser. Now, doing those types of exercises alone is not going to get you that strong, and it definitely will not get you strong enough to be able to jump. You will need to progress to being able to do squats with resistance, but you should not be doing that right off. You should not be going, oh yeah, I'm going to squat, because you will just fall backwards. Use something to help you get control and strength in whatever elevation you can currently handle. If you feel like it's only here, that's fine. But over time, you want to start being able to get lower and lower and all the way down, so you can drop it like it's hot. That reference doesn't make sense to anybody who's actually watching this video. Then you can start doing this with weight, holding on to weight, using resistance, helping you get more and more strength so that you're able to handle being able to bend your knees and catch the weight of your body without it feeling super stressful. And finally, we got to talk about this lower leg, foot, and ankle area. So some basic exercises you can do include, hey, I want to take one quick second to say a huge thank you to James W., who donated $100 via PayPal to support this channel. Thank you, James, so much. If you want to support this channel too, go to uprighthealth.com/donate and you'll find all the easy options like Patreon or PayPal, or you can use the join and thanks buttons on YouTube. I also highly encourage you to go to uprighthealth.com/newsletter to join my newsletter so we stay connected in case the censors or the algorithms ever decide that they don't like me in the future. All right, that's it. Let's get back to it. Some modified calf raises, which you can do leaning against a wall, or you can just do this hanging your heels off of a step. You can also progress this by doing this 1 foot at a time, and then you can do the reverse by facing that way and lifting your toes off of the floor and feeling the muscles on the front of your shin work. I almost guarantee you've never done anything that actually makes the front of your shin muscles work. And in the video that I'm going to share with you down in the description box, there are also some exercises you can do to build strength in your toes, flexibility in your toes, so that your toes and your feet are able to help you absorb impact. So the big idea here is to be training these 3 areas 2 to 3 times a week with some rest days in there. So you're not doing this Monday, Tuesday, and then resting the rest of the week. You're doing this on like Monday and Thursday, or you're doing it Tuesday and Saturday, whatever actually feels okay. I just don't want you to cripple yourself with soreness. So you're doing those 3 areas, and you're gonna spend 1 to 5 minutes every day just working on getting into a deeper squat so that you feel like you can control the full range of motion in a squat and you never feel like you're out of control. In particular, you want to focus on being able to handle this whole upper range, because that's going to be really important when you're starting to absorb impact, especially right in the beginning. But please, please do not neglect the flexibility and the strength required to get all the way down, because having that range of motion is going to be way better for you. It gives you a lot of extra margin for error when you're doing your jumps, and you're able to actually get nice and low and absorb without any problem. For this deep squat work, I will also include a link to my Asian squat playlist. One of the videos I'm going to link to also includes some split squats. You can do lunges, whatever. Once these split squats and your squats feel really solid, stable, and comfortable, you can consider doing some actual jump training. So you're gonna stand next to something soft and cushy. If you're on hardwood floors, I want you to put on some shoes. If you normally wear shoes in the house, that's super gross. I only do this for video. I don't understand why people wear their outdoor shoes in the house. There's like dog poo particles flying around everywhere. I'm gonna have you stand facing away from the couch, because I believe when you do the jump, it's very likely you're going to fall backwards if you lose your balance. However, if you know your own self to be liable to fall forwards, I'm gonna have you with the couch in front of you so that when you do fall forwards, it's into the couch, okay? You figure out what's gonna work for you. I'm gonna demonstrate it this way. You're just going to do a little hop. You're not gonna try to set any records. I don't care if you beat Rex Worthington way back in 19 whatever it was. You're just going to be right here. You're gonna go jump and try to land softly. Do not try to stomp the ground with your feet. It's just a little jump, okay? You're gonna do this 5 to 10 times. You can do it for 2 sets when you have rest in between, and that's it. You're gonna do it once, maybe twice a week, and just gradually work on getting a little bit higher and continuing to land soft. The key here is the soft landing. You're trying to absorb the impact using the muscles. If you're slamming, man, it just doesn't feel good. You're actually just jamming things, and that's not fun, that's not comfortable. If the muscles are extending, right, if they're lengthening while contracting, which is what these muscles are doing, it's gonna feel easy and smooth, as long as you have the requisite strength, which you should have been building before you even considered doing this exercise. So again, 5 to 10 times, have something around you so you can fall safely, and just keep working on increasing that elevation, work on increasing your ability to absorb smoothly so that it feels more and more comfortable, and then you'll be able to work to the next level. So let's get really, really real here, YouTube. I know that if I include the next level exercises to help you improve your ability to jump as an older person, there's gonna be a good number of you who are stubborn and mule-headed enough to disregard all the safety things I've said, and you're just going to go to the next level stuff because you think you're advanced because of that one time you beat, what was her name? Sally Mae Reinhold in the 1971 state high jump championship. So I'm not going to have you do any next level stuff. You need to go and make sure you can do all the stuff that I've already talked about in this video before you ever try to do anything harder to absorb impact, because if you do, you will, almost without a doubt, break something, and I do not want you to break something. So please rewind, get all the ideas in your head, and then go watch the other videos that I'm going to link to in the description box, okay? Good, cool. And after all of those warnings, if you still disregard what I said in this video, and you still go ahead and do something stupid and hurt yourself, please don't call me. Go call Rex, go call Sally Sue. Don't call your lawyer, or if you're gonna call your lawyer, just call to check in on your lawyer because it's been a long time since you've talked. If you want a more advanced video in the future, I can probably make it. You'll have to leave a comment down below and let me know that you actually got strong enough to do your split squats, your lunges, you have full range of motion, and everything is feeling strong in your legs, in your lower legs, and in your feet and ankle. And then I will consider making that follow-up video so that you can build more strength to handle more impact. But seriously, you need to watch the videos that I've made and that I'll be linking to down below that'll help you build strength in all the key areas that I talked about in this video. Also, a big shout out to Jairus421, who at the age of 67 is still improving his mobility and actually says he feels like he has better mobility now than in his 30s. Nice work over the last couple of years. Congratulations on putting in the time and effort and reaping the rewards, Jairus. Keep going, and thank you for inspiring others by sharing your story. If you have a story to share that will inspire others to keep training their bodies, to keep getting better and better, please leave it in the comment section down below. To support this channel, go to uprighthealth.com/donate for all the easy options like Patreon or PayPal. You'll also find links in the description box. For programs to help you rebuild your body at home, go to uprighthealth.com/DIY and find a program that'll work for you. For free videos to help you get stronger so that you can jump safely even as an old person, check these out here. Like, share, and subscribe with the bell notification on, please. And as always, I hope you remember that pain sucks, life shouldn't.